to The Wire, which happens to be celebrating its 20th anniversary right now. And the show is one of my all-time favorites because it deals with all of the difficult human aspects of our criminal justice system, of our cities, of the tough choices people have to make, of bureaucracy, and how we deal with gangsters and their codes. Some of these themes foreshadowing the kind of president we had for 4 years.
The pawns, man, in the game, they get capped quick. They be out the game early.
Is you taking notes on a criminal conspiracy? What is you thinking, man?
President Trump had a habit of ripping up documents. A former senior Trump official said of Trump, quote, he didn't want a record of anything.
If it's a lie, then we fight on that lie.
The bigger the lie, the more they believe.
No more pages. Nobody gonna use these cell phones except for you and Bodie.
Federal investigators yesterday seized cell phones and other electronic devices from the Manhattan home and office of former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani.
A man must have a code. Oh, no doubt.
A man got to have a code.
The president has no interest in what President Roosevelt called the presidency as a place of, preeminently a place of moral leadership.
Your uncle and me, we think you got a snitch up in the shop.
An extremely angry president describing his former fixer and attorney Michael Cohen as vermin, specifically a rat.
You come at the king, you best not miss.
Snitches and rats, snitches and rats. Now we turn to something very special, too. Beloved cast members from that iconic show, Lance Reddick, who played the Baltimore officer Cedric Daniels, and Lawrence Gilliard Jr., who played none other than D'Angelo Barksdale, one of the lieutenants in that gang and drug operation. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you. Thanks. It's a pleasure to be here.
Lance, what did you think of The Wire echoing in Trump's thuggishness?
Wow. It's funny because in some ways, it actually reminded me a little. Believe it or not, it reminded me a little more of The Sopranos. When I look at that clip, I'm reminded of actually within the organizations how much integrity there was with the criminals. But I definitely think the line that really struck me was Bunk's line: the bigger the lie, the more they believe. And I feel like Trump has proven that in a scary way.
Very well put. Very important. And how do you defend a lie with more lies? You can't defend it with the truth. And Lawrence, The Code. This was a show that, as I mentioned, touched many people, and it had a humanity about both people who made hard choices. It's like Andre 3000 said, selling's a sin, but don't tell young men selling's a sin without giving them new ways to win. And I also want to be clear, there was a humanity to the officers portrayed. Your thoughts on all of that, as well as the sound we just heard?
Well, yeah, I mean, absolutely. Well, the soundbite, that just made me laugh. That actually kind of reminded me a little bit of the chess. Like, I would never, before the chess scene, I never thought to equate the chess with the game. But so I feel the kind of saying, like, I never thought to think of, Donald Trump. Although, of course, that's what he is. That's how he acts. That's what he portrays, this gangster mentality. You know what I mean? But I just never thought to put it together. But it's straight up like he's a gangster, right?
And also the question, Lawrence, I'm sure you know that Tupac asked, is there heaven for a gangster?
Is there heaven for a gangster?
Big question.
Well, I think there's levels. There's levels to heaven, but there's also levels to being a gangster and what you do as a gangster. Some things I believe are forgivable. You might get in. You might make it to a certain level. Some things you might not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's levels to being a gangster. There's different types of gangsters. So
respect.
Yeah.
I mean, and that the code, that the discussion of the code and the way The Wire shows all that has so many fans, including former President Obama. I mean, we don't do a ton of 20-year anniversaries of other TV shows on the news. But I think folks who know, and if those are wondering, what are we talking about? We're talking about art that had tremendous cultural and socioeconomic and political impact. So here's a little more of The Wire. I want to get you guys to respond, and also respond to one of your fans, President Obama.
Got it.
I'm a huge fan of The Wire.
But you start to follow the money, and you don't know where the it's going to take you. The handcuffs go click and it's over.
I think it's one of the greatest, not just television shows, but pieces of art in the last couple of decades.
You show them some other kind of game, then that's the game they'll play.
Omar's, by the way, my favorite character.
The game is out there, and it's either play or get played.
Lance?
Wow. Wow. I'm speechless. First of all, I'm just so honored that I've seen that clip before. But one of the things that comes to my mind is how, and just in terms of on the police side, just how much of the show showed how intimately the police department and the political structure interface, and how much the drug war was a function of politics, not of actually trying to stop crime. And the other thing that I was reminded of is something David Simon said. I think it was the third season premiere. He spoke right before the screening, and he said, "I'm happy if people are entertained by The Wire, but it's not meant as entertainment. It's actually meant as a socio-political debate." And so, I think that rings true today.
Lawrence?
I mean, for me, it's, of course, I'm honored that President Obama loved the show so much. It's a great compliment coming from him. I mean, he's a person who knows, he's a person who is in the mix, the political mix. So he knows, the thing that, is always an honor for me is when a politician or a police officer or someone rolls up on me and they're like, it was so real. It was so true. You guys got it right. That's why I do what I do, to try to tell stories and try to, tell these people's stories, so that they can, relate on some level, and we can educate people in some way, and they can learn and grow in some kind of way to be better people. You know what I mean? So the fact that he pointed that out, and he thought it was his favorite show, that means just the world to me.
Amazing. And
I only wish he said his favorite character was D'Angelo. That's the only thing he could have changed in that.
Well, with David, now I got to pass it to Joy. But with
McDaniels, Mr. Daniels, right?
Daniels?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, they both begin with a D. But my favorite character was Omar too, so I can't.
Love Omar. I got to pass it to Joy, so I'm only wrapping us. But as you say, David made the art. You guys brought it to life, and seeing humanity, the humanity of both sides of that, the police as humans, the people wrapped up in the drug page as humans, and as you say, the politics around it was important. So Lance and Lawrence, thank you.